Welcome back. Next to me is Lindisipho. Lindisipho is a poet straight from Cape Town, raised by a single mother, single parent rather, his mother. He started his music in 2007 and was solely focused on rap back then. And right now, Lindisipho does poetry, photography, and he paints, a multifaceted individual, if you ask me. He says his music and his heart speaks, well, art rather, speaks for the ghetto. He's already dropped 2 poetry albums and now working on his 3rd one called SA, and is currently finishing off his art and design degree. Lindisipho, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm humble, sister, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. So, you used to rap, ne?
Yep.
Now, what made you do the switch to poetry?
Well, it's the reputation around it. Back then, rap was a different element than how it's portrayed now.
Yeah.
And then I'm a very observing person, and I don't associate myself with anything that I don't feel good about it. And poetry has given me more platforms, more gigs, more decent ways to portray myself and to express myself, because poetry has no limits. Rap is 16 bars.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, you just have to put it on that 16 bars. And that's it, man.
I hear you, but then now what would you say is the core difference between rap and poetry? Because one person would imagine that it's kind of the same thing, but poetry on a beat.
Okay. Rap is the parable son. Poetry is the good stepmother. So if you're growing up, some people start as poets, they end up as rappers. I started as a rapper, I ended up as a poet because I finally found the foundation of it. So it's more like that.
Okay.
It's more like that.
No, I hear you. So you say that poetry is more fulfilling than rap.
Yep, it is.
And then you say in your statement that your art and your music speaks for the ghetto. Now, please unpack that for me. What does it mean?
Well, born and raised in South Africa, you can imagine the only country in the world, if you make a racial comment, it becomes a joke. The only country in the world that it has a country within itself. And that alone just is a mind-blowing. It's like getting rain and fire at the same time. So for me, art is a platform for me not to be involved in religion or politics, but to be able to express myself without taking sides. So that is why I say my art is one way for me to voice out the voiceless society, which whenever people from the ghetto speak out, the system says they're reacting, they're vandalizing. Okay, how about we portray this in art form then? What do you say?
Yeah. No, I definitely hear what you're saying. So now, besides rap, the music, and poetry, you do photography and you paint. So when did you find out that you are able to stretch yourself out like this?
The process goes on forever. I moved from rap to poetry. I moved from photography to painting simply because of, some people won't listen to me simply because of they don't like rap. So what's the problem here? They're missing up the message because I'm not reaching the customer.
Yeah.
Some people won't get into me because of, they're not into poetry either.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. How about paintings? How about
photography?
How about photography? One way or the other, within these different art forms, you're gonna get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because I want you to hear me out. I'm all over your face.
And I think you're the first person that I've met who's an all-rounder in that sense. And what you're saying makes a very valid point that in whichever platform you choose to follow, you will hear what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so now talk to me about your 3rd upcoming album, poetry album called SA.
Yep.
What does SA stand for, first of all?
Well, guess what? It's South Africa, a geographic location. And I said, what country in the world has no name? So I say SA, which is a combination of source affiliated. South Africa is a combination of a very broken nation. So I named the country. From my perspective, I call it source affiliated because you get the Zulus, as much as we complain about every other native nation, they have their own struggle. And that's what I'm trying to voice out with the album.
Yeah.
That's why I even use as much as I can diversity to represent everybody, because I'm not expressing myself from a perspective of Ndungumkhosi. I'm expressing myself as a perspective of from I'm a South African.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, I know that there are so many things that are happening currently in South Africa, politically, and also education-wise. So is that what we should expect in your album?
Yep, even though expectation kills what reputation won't heal. And this album is an independent album. It's dropped from an independent tape.
Yeah.
So everything that you know but is not said by the media is what you will hear here. Because
Okay.
I don't understand that everybody knows about it, but it has to be cut off on the radio as if people don't know about it. And I didn't take sides on this third album because I've learned so much from the previous one, like not to swear. And then I realized that what happens when one fails to portray emotions,
Yeah.
people misunderstand you, and then you cry saying you're being misunderstood. So if I tell you with my eyes wide out that I don't like this, I don't want this, and I express myself very well, then it's hard for you to get away with the fact that you don't understand me.
And I think with you, you are so relatable because as I'm talking to you, you are talking about the lessons that you have learned up to this point. So now let's get into it. What have you learned so far? You are dropping your third album. That's no child's play.
Yep.
So far, what have you learned in the industry?
Don't make friends. Don't sign a record deal. Know what you want, stick through it. Don't try to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I have the ability to be a painter or to be a universal man. This is what happens. You get people in the township who fight for the right to be in the system. You get civilized young men like me who fight for the right to be out of the system. So it's one nation with two characters. The uneducated who's looking for a job, who gets his family depending on another man's hand. Then when you go to school, you realize, I've been studying so long just for another man to tell me what to do. Why can't I do it? Because I'm studying and my art pays me.
Yeah.
Whoever out there is like, this boy's got a talent, I gotta sign him. I'm like, why
am
should I make money for
following
you?
Yeah.
Why can't I make money for myself? Why don't you see the good in me for my benefit?
Yes.
Because that's what happens when you sign a deal. And I've been up and down with all those things.
So ultimately, sticking true to who you are and your work
Yes.
and growing yourself
And growing
outside
yourself.
of any formal system. Okay, thank you so much, Lindisipho. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Quickly, where can we get you on social media and your music?
I'm not really active on social media because that world is a different world for me. But for someone to follow and trying to track me down on Facebook, Lindisipho, LSP Gulwa. I don't, like a month can pass by without me posting, but it's all right. You catch me every day on the street because I'm a common man from Cape Town. And every gig that's happening, like last week I was in Marcus Garvey and
Yeah.
I jammed for the local people. They liked it.
Okay, so in the streets, that's where we'll catch you.
That's
and
where
also
you'll
on
catch me.
Facebook.
Every Friday, at the Sport Complex, One Community.
Okay.
I'm there, hip hop.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. You performing later on the show, right?
Yes, I'm humble. Thanks.
Well, there you have it, Lindisipho, right here on the red carpet. After the break, we are going to do some news roundup. Right now, though, I think it's a music video. Let's check it out.